Masechta Sanhedrin Daf Nun Zayin Amar Aleph. We're starting from 3 lines from the bottom. Tana Devei Menashe Bayu. It's 2 lines from the bottom. Nun Vav on the base. Today is Daf Nun Zayin Amar Aleph. Tana Devei Menashe. The Yeshiva of Menashe learned if he dashens the pasuk by Yitzav to learn out the Shem Mitzvah Neyach like we did yesterday, then even the laws of making a court system, the dinim, or the Birchas Hashem, or cursing Hashem's name, should have been learned out also from those psukim. And Vayitzav, and Eloi Dorish Vayitzav. And if we're not learning it out from the pasuk that's written by Adam Arishan, no, Vayitzav Hashem. Hashem is Birchas Hashem. So, and if we're not learning out from that pasuk, the Shem Mitzvah Neyach, how do we know? How do we know Bechlal Shem Mitzvahs? If this person doesn't learn out from that pasuk, how does he? Where does he learn out the whole Shem Mitzvah Neyach?
Why do you say he doesn't learn it out? Maybe he does.
No, if he's learning it out from Vayitzav, he should have learned out Dinim El Birchas Hashem also. And he's not. And if he's not learning out Dinim Birchas Hashem, from the pasuk of Vayitzav, that means he's not learning out from the pasuk of Vayitzav. So where does he know the other? B'chlal, where does he learn out the Shem Mitzvah Neyach? So he doesn't learn it out from the pasuk that's written by Adam Rishon of the pasuk of Vayitzav. Hani, he says, I'm going to get it. These mitzvahs, he kol chad v'chad b'yapi nafshik ksiva. He has a pasuk for each of the Shem Mitzvah Neyach. And now he starts off saying, Avodah Zarah, the Gilu Areis. Let's start with the first two. Avodah Zarah and adultery. It says, Vatishach Sa'aris Lifnei Elokim, that the earth was destroyed before Hashem. And we learned in the Braisa, in the basement of Rabbi Yishmael, B'chol Makom Shenem Hashchasa. Wherever it says the Lashon Hashchasa, destruction, Ein Elo Davar Ever B'Avodas Chacham. Those are the things that are destroying the earth. Dvar Eva, where do we see that? Where do we see the Lashon Hishchis? Shanam ki Hishchis Kobasa is Darkei. And Darkei, he brings... so what does it mean? Darkei, that it says in the Pasuk, is referring to Ishus and Yoni Ishus, like we find in many other places in Tanakh. Avitzke Chavim, Dechsit Pen Tashchisun, Va'asisun Lachem Pesel. So there it says a Lashon Tashchisun with making Avodah Zarah, with making Pesel. So since the Anshe Dor HaMabul were punished on these two Maisim, so this is for sure, it's either for the future generations of the Goyim, that they're not allowed to do Avodah Zarah or Kill Areis. V'idach, what about the person who learns it out from the Pasuk by Adam Rishon, from the Pasuk by Yitzav? What does he do with this Pasuk? Archai the Kamagali, he says, no, the Pasuk is just revealing what was the derech of the Anshe of Dor HaMabul. In order to know, people should know why were they punished. They were punished because they committed adultery. They were Avodah Zarah. Now, Shvichas Dam Dechsiv, according to this man who doesn't learn out from Vayitzav, where does he learn out that a guy is not allowed to murder? It says very simple. It says that it said in the words of Hashem to Noach and his children after the Mabul, it says, Shefer Dam Ha'adam Ba'adam Dam Yishafach. A person who pours out the blood of a person, kills a person, that person's blood will be killed. He's spilled. He has a pasuk for Shvichas Damim. Why does he need a pasuk from this pasuk here if he has from Vayitzav? He says Katlayu Magali. That pasuk is revealing what kind of a misa is this Ben Noach who killed somebody going to get. So this is Hashara Shvichas Damim. We learn out from Vayitzav the Hashara, the warning that you're not allowed, the tzibur, you're not doing Shvichas Damim. They learn out from Vayitzav, and the punishment we learn out from this pasuk.
So what is it getting?
Over here, Shvichas Damim. I think it's Sayif by a guy. It's Sayif. Yeah. So you want a gazal, Gzela. How do you know it's forbidden? The Chsivi has this pasuk: Yerek eis v'nosat lechem esko, like the vegetables, herbs of the grass herbs. I have given you all. So what does it mean? So he brings down Yerek. Esav is such grass that grows on its own. You don't have to work. The person doesn't work hard for it. So therefore, that's what they were matir for Noach and his children. But like Yeragina is already a person put in work, and right. So there, the person here he says, "Avamash and Israel they are Adam ve'ine hefker." Also, it's also for the Bnei Noach to just take it. That's Gzela. So what about the one that learns out Gzela from Vayitzav? What does he do with this pasuk? He says, "Ahula mishri basu udiyasa." Here he's coming to be mata you to eat the meat. Till then, it was also to eat meat, and for everybody. But then, when the tzibur of Kiyerek Esav, Nosat Lechem Eskel, it means that they were mata to eat meat, just like Yerek Esav. That's what it says.
Comes to teach you Gezel, right?
Gezel, right. Here it says, Nitna Leirashus. I'm sorry, Mekivin Shapasik Shasa Kol Adam Lecha Basa, Nitna Leirashus Lecha Yerek Esav Mahilanes, Ima Pasik Hamishaks Leneichel Levana Sheme'ata, Muteres Lahem Akilis Basa, Kshem Shachilasa Yerek Esav Ha'is Muteres Kval Adam. He was martyred. Here was the head to eat meat. Even Menachai. The Eben Menachai is a limb, to eat a limb that's taken off a live animal. How do we know that's aser? So he says, Ach basar benafshei damai lo yisechelo. Any meat that the nefesh, it's his blood, should not be eaten. So here you know, you're not allowed to eat Eva that was nitlish, that was cut off from a Baal Chaim. When the basar was mechubah, while it was mechubah, it was the nefesh was alive. So, okay. What does he do with this pasuk? So he says, "Ahula mishri shratzim hudiyasa." He's coming to be mata shratzim. Why? Shratzim, you're allowed to eat the blood. The blood it's only malchus. It's not. Here he brings down. By if you eat the blood of a balchai, it's chayv kares. But by shratzim, they say the blood is part of the basa. By a behema, the blood is nefesh. The basa is two separate things. So that's why it's
don't have a nefesh.
Huh?
Shvasim don't have a nefesh.
No, it's the blood. I didn't say that. I said the blood is part of the basa. It says, "Hu chelik mipsarei." So since it's hu chelik mipsarei, so it's not considered as a menachai.
Fish. How come?
It doesn't say about fish shratzim. I don't know about fish. Zak the Gemara.
Was a people.
Fish.
Used to be people coming to the store with live carp.
Right.
Make sure you keep the blood with the carp. They cook it together.
Oh wow. Okay, here you hear the blood you're allowed. Okay, either chahul misha shatzim udasim. I talked about sidus. What about sidus and castrating? You're not allowed to make behemoth not have kids or a person have no kids. Because it says you should swarm the earth and you should multiply. So it's atzivu. It's a fakert. So it's atzivu that you're not allowed to castrate. So the one that learns out of that you're not allowed to castrate from the pasuk by Yad Marishon, what does he do with this pasuk? He said, "No, this pasuk lebracha b'alma is only for a bracha, not to tell you there's a iser in castrating. It's just a bracha that they should swarm and multiply." The kilayim, the sim, prudavu, yeah, it's a bracha.
What? So what do I do with the pasuk prudavu?
Okay, this is the pasuk. Okay, kilayim the sim, there's kilayim. And we said that we learned it out from Vayitzav that you're not allowed to put two animals or two trees together. He says, where do we learn that out? It says Noach was commanded to bring a zach and a cave from its own min. So that's how we know you're not allowed to take two different minim. So the one that learns it out from the pasuk Vayitzav, what does he do with this pasuk? He says, "Oh, let's have some alma. This is just." To that they should have company and should be with comfort. The most comfort is with its own min, nish with another min.
So what, two birds together?
Two birds, the company should be of the same min. That's where the comfort zone is. Here, atzivil neich lahav letevet zachat lekem kol min. Lo mishum isi kalayim. I'm like el lechabra. So there should be a company. Shekol min noyach loy bechabara b'minoi yoisa. He feels more comfortable with its own min than Mishaina Mine. Okay, so Rabbi Yosef said, Amri Beirav, in the basement of Rav, they said, because of the Avera al Shalish Mitzvahs Ben Noach Nerek, out of the three mitzvahs, there are three mitzvahs that Ben Noach gets killed for. Gesher is the Simen. What does it stand for? Al Gila Arois, the Gimel. Al Shvichas Dam is the Shin, Al Birchas Hashem. Gilui Arayis is adultery, Shvichas Dam is killing, and Birchas Hashem, cursing Hashem's name. For them, for these three, a Benoach gets killed.
And for Gezel, these things he doesn't get
No,
killed.
Maskal Abishaish. Abishaish says, Bishlem Shvichas Damim. I know the punishment is Misa. How do I know? They say, Shvichas Dam, Adam, Dam Yishafich. If a person will pour somebody else's blood, his blood will be poured. How do you know about Birchas Hashem and Gilui Arayis that is Misa? Says you want to eat Mishvichas Damim if you're going to learn out from Mishvichas Damim as a binyanav, just like the one of the mitzvah of Bnei Noach Mishvichas Damim gets Misa. So therefore we know these two also. In fact, what I feel kulunami then all the mitzvahs. If that's the binyanav, that's the mucker to learn out for all over. So all the 7 mitzvahs you should get killed for. Not just for these 3. Are you going to only learn out because it says a double ish? One ish is for a yid, and another ish to tell you a guy is going to be chai misa. In fact, I see. Yeah, you're right. It says ish ish sai by Gilui Arayis. It says so. So, for the Gemara, he says by Avedz also says the double lashon ish. He brings you down the pasuk. What's by the Avodah Zarah of Melach? It says ish mibnei Yisrael asher yitin mizar lamelch. So you see, Avodah Zarah is also. It says the double ish. So the shmichai misa. Why did you only say the 3 and you didn't count Avodah Zarah? Elam Rav Sheshes Rav. Rav Sheshes answered in the base medrash of Rav. They said al arba mitzvah. That it's not gimel. It's 4. Al arba mitzvah b'noich nerag. On 4 mitzvahs. What are they? Shvichas damim. Gilui Arayis. Shvichas damim. You have a finish pasuk. Gilui Arayis and Birchas Hashem. It says by both ish and also Avodah Zarah. It says ish. So you might have Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah ben Noach nerag. And Avodah Zarah ben Noach gets killed. Well, Tani we learned in the Brayso. Avodah Zarah. By Avodah Zarah the din is like this. Dvarim shabeis din shal yisomim misen aleihem. On those things that a yid gets killed for by Avodah Zarah, ben Noach muzalein. Ben Noach is warned on them. Azhara in. But there's a Zara warning he shouldn't. The Ben Noach shouldn't of Nishkemisa. So
What then does he get?
he gets a warning, and then later on he gets Misa. But right now there's no.
What do you mean?
First,
What do you mean later?
they warn him. You're not allowed to do it, and then he does it again. But right now we're talking about this. But the first time there's no Misa. No. I'm gonna.
So you have to kill out the whole world.
You have to know what Avodah Zarah is. No, it's not. Avodah Zarah is bowing. They're not bowing. They know there's a God. Even the Christians, they know there's a God. Amar Rav Nachman Rav Yitzchak, Azhara Shalahem Zuhi Misasam. So Rav Nachman Rav Yitzchak said, no, Azhara is not a warning before he does the next action. Azhara is the Misa by the Goyim. So it's just like Benoich is Chayav Misa. It's not like it's just Azhara. That Braisa that says Azhara means Misa. We just said that. Rav Yehuda v'kulu Talmidim Rav Amri. All the Talmidim of Rav Yehuda, Rav Yehuda, and all the Talmidim of Rav both said Al Aveda, Al Kol Mishav, Al Aveda. I'm sorry, Al Sheva Mitzvahs Ben Noach Narek, and every single one of the Sheva Mitzvahs Ben Noach, he's Chayav Misa. So Gemara Gali Achmanu B'Chada. The Torah revealed the Einish by Shvichas Damim that is Misa, and then Vishu Adin Lakulu, and that was the Binyan Av, and we learn now the same thing is applicable to all the other mitzvahs. Says the Gemara, Alagaza Ben Noach.
That's what I asked. Yeah.
Very good, you knew it. But Shekivat by the Alsa's Munich Likufs, it's in the box.
Yeah.
So, Frank, the Gemara, Alagaza Ben Noach, on Gizela, guy should get killed. I'll tell you, we learned in the Braisa. By a Ben Noach, it says he warned Ala Gazel, Gona v'Gazel, if he stole. Ala Gezel, first the Gemara asked, Ala Gezel, how's the case of Gezel? Says the Gemara, Gona, he stole. V'Gazel, he robbed B'Rabin in front of everybody. A Ganav does it hiddenly. A Gazel goes in front of Pumbi. V'chein Yefas Torah, and so too they grab the Yefas Torah.
For the same price.
They go to war. And there's so they can grab these women that are the wives of the Goyish men. They can grab the Yidden can grab this Yefas Torah, but if a Goy grabs a Yefas Torah during a war, he's not allowed. V'chein
The
kayitz
Jew-
ben. So
Jew-
similarly,
Jews allowed to
Guy
do
against the
that?
guy.
Yes.
Guy against the Jew or guy against the guy?
a guy against a guy. Chen kayitz
How
ben.
come
So
Jews
too.
allowed to go that?
Okay. Chen kayitz ben. So too, a mice is similar to Gzela is kusi bekusi, a kusi that steals from the kusi, or bekusi be yisol, or kusi takes from yisol, aser. Meaning it's aser to steal. One kusi cannot steal from another kusi, and a kusi from yisol is also aser. A faket yisol from the kusi is mutter. A ligzel mekusi ache oy yisol to steal from one kusi or to steal from yisol. But yisol bekusi mutter, but a yisol to steal from that kusi is mutter. Zog, you might be me.
What's that here? What's
I say Jesus. In fact, you might be me, sir.
There's no questions.
Okay.
No questions asked.
Misa, if your words are right, then about Noach is chayiv misa because of Gzela. Nisni, let the Brisa say chayiv. He's chayiv for Gzela for chayiv misa. What are you saying? It's awesome. As you could look what it said. Kusi be kusi. A kusi that's still from one kusi. A kusi be Yisrael. What's the lashon? Osor. Osor means ha'isa. So this kinisa, it's chayiv. He's chayiv misa. So what is he saying? Osor. You're right. He's chayiv misa. He didn't choose the exact lashon, but he did it because of the sefer. Because he wanted to tell you what in the sefer. Ayisol because he muta. As him. So you have to say it. Him is osor. Oh, but nishnova says osor as chayiv misa. But we use the lashon osor in order to say the sefer that if your soul steals from the kusi, it's muta. So in order to use the lashon mutter, we have to say the lashon asa. Okay, in every case where there's a chiyuv misa because of one because of a goy, misna katani, the Tana use a lashon chayiv. The katani reisha, we find in the beginning of that brayso, but Noach was warned al shvichas damim. What was the case? Kusi be kusi yisol chayiv. If a kusi killed another kusi or he killed a yid, he's chayiv misa. Of Yisol, because he potted, but it says Yisol, because he is potted. Here, the Braisa uses Kusi Chayiv, and even though you're saying, and that's only by a Kusi killing another Kusi or a Kusi killing Yisol, he's Chayiv. But there's no Iser, so why over there did you learn Chayiv? So, how are you going to learn? By Shvichas Damim. The Braisa had to learn like this. Listening also mutter. Was he supposed to say a kusi is forbidden lishprich dam, or Yisol is mutter? Yisol is nicht mutter. It's not a lot of. You're not saying mutter that is. But if it happens, he's going to be potter. But not as chatchila mutter. Vatanya kusi v'royi behema udaka a kusi or the shepherd of a behema daka loy mailin. The Yid doesn't have to save him, but he doesn't have to put him in the bear and kill him. That's nicht. If he happens to be there, he's potter. If he got killed. So he brings down. I'll say ein chayov nishtadel hatzloisem min hasakar. Al mitzad beimedaka means the shapsalach. Somebody's already of the shapsalach, and he ends up in a bear in the sakana. Over there, you're not mechuyev to save him. A guy you're not mechuyev to save. But on the other hand, it's not muta for a yid to put him in a bear. By yidden, yeah. The only thing that you were able to say in the sefer that the soul will be part of mimisa for killing the guy, but to say that l'chatchila it's muta, that's not true. That's why you have to say the lashon chayiv, and in the sefer you say, but if it happened by yid, he's going to be potter. You can't say muta. It said in the Braisa that similar in cases of gezel. What's a case that the Braisa is implying that kusi is also lasois, a kusi is forbidden to do a maisa which is doimel gezel. What's a maisa doimel gezel that he's also to do? Somebody works in a vineyard and he eats the grapes without the reshus of the bailam. Let me understand. What is it talking about that he's eating from the grapes? If it's after the b'tzira, heteros, he's just mutter for the worker to take grapes. He's allowed. Once he gathered it, yeah, he's there in front of. He's allowed. That's the halacha. Ilav b'shas g'an halacha, and if it's before he finished the malacha, gazam alyu. It's a regular gzela. What's it? A Maisa Doimel Gzela that's also. What's the case? Only our Papa said it's talking about that he stole something that's worth less than a Shava Pruta. So in such a case, he's going to be chayv if a guy stole from a yid. Let's see. If so, why does the Brisa say kusi yisol asa? Why does it say if a kusi stole from a yisol, right? That's a bais doimelegel, which is veinika from a Shava Pruta. Asa. Why is it asa? We know Yisol is meichel on something that's less than a Shava Pruta. Nehi the basa hachi machalei. Even though Ilach Hazman, the Yisol will be meichel the Gazlan, but side of a shaita milasle, doesn't the Yid have some tsar for this that he stole it, even though it's less? Therefore, the kusi is going to be chayv on the gzela, even though it's less than a Shava Pruta, even though it's from a Yid, and by a Yid is found the klal that he's meichel on less than a Shava Pruta, aber es betzar. Kusi be kusi kayetz v'hem, says the Gemara, by a kusi, how do you have, the B'rai says he stole less than a Shava Pruta, and it was a kusi, from one kusi stealing from another kusi, and what's the Maisa Hadoima by a kusi to another kusi? So he says, even the lab name we know by kusim they're not meichel even on something that's less than a Shava Pruta. Gesam al Yehu, it's considered a regular gzela. So what's going to be by a kusi from another kusi? That's going to be he's going to be chayav for. That's not. You can't say this is doimel gezel. It's mamish gzela. If a kusi steals from a kusi, and you want to say the kusi, and even by a ma'isa doimel gzela. What's the Maisa Doimel Gzela? You want to say it's possible Shava Pruta? A kusi mikusi is not meichel even by a Shava Pruta. It's mamish gzela. We're talking about a l'kaviv schas sacher. We're talking about somebody who hired a worker and he held back the money. So this is not gzela. Gzela is only grabbing a chayfetz from the hand of the owners, like the Gemara says in Baba Kama. He brings down vayigzel es achanis miyad amitzi. But a kaviv schas sacher is a mais hadoimel gezel, and now that he holds back the payment is a mais gezel. Is kusi be yisol aser, a kusi holding back wages from another kusi, or kusi holding back wages from a yid is also aser, even though he didn't actually physically take a money from him. But you sold the kusi mutter, but he sold to hold back wages from the guy is mutter. So but
he eventually has to pay him, right?
Who?
What do you mean he holds back? He doesn't have to
Sure,
pay?
it's a chil Hashem. We say at the end, we say he has to pay. But he's trying to bring out that. But where is there the isur? The isur is by a kusi from Yisol. Even though it's a ma'isa just doimel gzela, the kusi is going to be chai for it. Even though it's not gzela mamish. Gzela means grabbing something out of somebody else's hand. If you look in 35, gzela eina ela chatifas chayfetz miyad baila.
What's the get of a kusi today? What's his name?
No, kusi is
Kusi like a half a
kusi were gate adoyis in the time of what was his name? Melech Ashur. Melech Ashur took all the shvatim and sent them to all different lands. That they shouldn't be comfortable wherever they were, so they shouldn't be able to ambush. Not just the Sesashot, the whole world. He switched around, and they shouldn't know the area that they're living in, so they shouldn't be able to attack him. So there was a problem in Eretz Yisrael that the Arayas, the lions came and they were killing out so many people. So the Yidden said because they're not keeping to the laws of the land. So they brought the Melech Asher sent a few Yidden to teach these kusim the halachas, and they kept to the halachas, but in hidden they were serving idols. So they were fake. The others said they weren't really Gede. They were called Gede Adoyis. Gede Adoyis means they were Gede because they were afraid of the lions, and that's why they kept to it. Anyway, Zakti Yimada. One day it says, okay. Zakti Yimada Kayoyit to be Yefas Torah Mai. What's the similar case by Yefas Torah? What's the case which is similar to capturing a Yefas Torah in a war? Says Gemara Kiyasa Avdimi. When Avdimi came from Eretz Yisrael to Babel, Amar Rabbi Elazar said, Amar Rabbi Chanina, in the name of Rabbi Chanina, Ben Noyach Sheyichod Shivcha L'Avdei. A guy who was an owner of slaves, and he designated that this Shivcha should marry the Eved. Uba aleho, and this guy, the owner, went and he lived with that girl who he designated for the boy, for the Eved. No, he gets killed for doing that. The other, yeah. The Shvichas Daman and Loy Tanya, he says the Braisa doesn't learn a chilik between a din kusi and a yisol by a dava adoima. What's the dava adoima by Shvichas Damim? The Tanya, he says, if you want, I could show you a chilik between a din kusi and yisol by a dava adoima by Shvichas Damim. What's the case? What would be similar to Shvichas Damim? Rabbi Yonis and Shol. It's Rabbi Yonis and Shol. Tanya, we learned in Rabbi Isa. Rabbi Yonis and Shol. Somebody who runs after his friend to kill him. You remember the story with Avner and Yoav had a taina. You didn't have to kill my brother. I'm also. You could have just hurt him and wound him. So somebody, here's the halacha. Somebody who's after his friend to kill him. And he is able to save himself just by hurting him in one of his limbs. And he didn't do so. The guy gets killed for that.
So who's running after who in this case?
A kusi is running after, let's say, another kusi. A guy is running after another guy. And he wants to kill that guy. And the guy is able to save himself not by killing him. And he kills him, so he's Chai Misa. That's a case of similar to Shvichas Daman. It's not exactly he killed him
And that's the
intentionally.
same described by the person. By Yid also?
No, by Yid it's not going to be that din. No. So the Yimana Ashken, that's what his taina was. Yoav was wrong for killing Avner because Avner he's not mechuyev to pinpoint and hurt his one of the limbs.
But he runs to kill him.
Yeah. Ashker Rabbi Yaakov Bar Acha, the Havik Sefer Sefer Haggadah to Veirav. Rabbi Yaakov Bar Acha found a Sefer Haggadah of the Yeshiva of Rav. From Rav, there was a Sefer Haggadah of Rav. Ben Noyach Nerag B'dayin Echad. In there it says that a Ben Noyach gets killed with one dayan. You don't need the 23 dayanim. You don't need 2 eidim. Shalei Baso. And he doesn't need a warning before if he kills to get killed.
Yes, so what happened?
Mipi ish, v'loy mipi isha. But it has to be a man, not a woman. V'afilu karev. Even a karev could testify against him and he gets killed. If he killed a uber, a guy kills a pregnant woman, the baby inside, he's chayv misa. How do we know these dinim? Amar Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda said, Amakra, it says in the pasuk by Hashem commanding l'neichel banav, achas dimcha l'nafshei seichem hadesh. Only your blood of your souls I will seek. I'm going to go after. Even so, it says edroish b'loshen yachid. I'm going to go after him as one dayan. Miyad kol chaya. The pasuk is mamshich from the hand of a chaya. So the right say is afilu shloi ba'asra. A chaya, right, gets killed with or gets killed even without asa. Yeah, a wild beast. 6, if you want, I can read it. The pasuk is saying Hashem Yidish Gam Esnav She'adam Shenaga Yidei Chaya. Hashem is going to go even after a person that will get killed by a chaya, and you can't warn a chaya. It says lo yitach mahasas b'chaya. Okay, so you see, that goes without us. Edeshenu umiyad ha'adam. So here you know, afilu be'eid echad. It says umiyad adam b'noyach that got killed, even with the aidus of 1 aid. Which word? It says the word edeshenu is extra because we already said what was the word? Achazdimchem l'nafshei seichem edesh. And then it says again the word edeshenu, so it's extra. I'm sorry, the beginning of the pasuk it says that the Eibishter, it says dimchem l'nafshei seichem edesh. It says so. Edeshenu is extra. So the edeshenu is as if it's connected to the words umiyad ha'odam. That means yad, that the Hashem will seek the person, the killer, from the person who killed yad ha'odam. So what do we learn out? That even if it's 1 8, the 1 9 we already brought. Hashem Yiddish says Dama Nitzcha Yidei Adam Yechidei Yad Adam even from 1 Sheidus shall 8 Echad Taspik L'Chayiv Mises Eretzech. One aid will be enough to be Mechayiv Misa for the Reitzeach. Miyad Ish, well, Miyad Isha. It says Dafke Ish, not from a aid which is a woman. Achiv, it says Miyad Ish Achiv, that's a brother. Afilu Karev comes to tell you, even if the aid is a Karev, it's good, it's kosher. So in the name of Rabbi Shmuel, they said Af al Ha'ubari. Even a pregnant woman that the baby died, got killed, he's going to be chai. My time to Rabbi Shmuel. What's the reason of Rabbi Shmuel? The chsiv, huh? Let's say just the Ibo died. Still, it says Shefer Dama Adam, Ba Adam Dama Yishafach. In the Adam, what does it mean? That in the Adam Dama Yishafach, Bezeu Adam Shuhu Ba Adam. What kind of an Adam is in Adam? It has to be Zeuba. Only the baby that's in the mother's stomach. So the person, Shefer Dama Adam, the person, the blood of a person will be killed for Ba'adam, for killing the person in the person in the woman's stomach, womb. He killed the baby. Dama Yishaf, his blood, he'll get killed for that. Tanakama, Tana, the Beit Menashehu, the Tana from the Beis Medrash of Menashe. The Amma, he says, Kol Misa'al Mura, Lebnei Noach. Every misa that's mentioned by a Ben Noach, Ina Ela Chanek. It's only Chanek. So if you want to, that's what we learn out. Ba'adam. Shadilei Hai Ba'adam Asefdika. He says, put the words Ba'adam on the end of the pasuk. Where are you going to put it? It doesn't. I don't have the exact words at the end of the pasuk, but he says it goes on the end of the pasuk, not on the beginning of the pasuk of Shefer Dam Adam. Rather, it's going at the end of the pasuk as the punishment. Udreish Beihachi, and this is how you have to teach. Ba'adam. Don't connect it to Shefer Dam Adam. Ba'adam. Dama Yishafach. What type of a punishment will it be? Ba'adam, a punishment that it's in Adam. What kind of punishment is in the goof of the Adam? All the other ones, he's getting killed from the outside. You're cutting off his neck, he's bleeding from the outside. Here, it's strangulation is on the inside that he's getting killed. So he says, what's the punishment? Ba'adam, in the Adam, as our punishment versus not in Adam. That's how he's going to be killed. So that's how he learns the end of the pasuk. Not that it's going on Shefer Dam Adam. Okay, huh?
If he kills him with a gun, it's also the same thing.
A gun is already, his blood is coming out. It's not.
It has to be inside.
It has to be only inside strangulation. A Ish is not mechuyev in the mitzvah of in the court system. But see, it says in Bereshis, Ki Yedaitiv, that Hashem knows that Avraham, the man Hashem Yitzhavet, as Barnabas, basically Acharav, Hashem, that Hashem Lasik, is Dagor Mishpat. The Eibishter knows Avraham will tell over all the mitzvahs to his children, and it says, V'ez Beisai. His Beisai is his wife. So that means that part of that pasuk, where it talks about the court system, women are part of it. So what do you mean the woman is not mitzvah in the court system? So you wonder who makes it love?
We said the women not the court system. We said before that.
We said before that they're not.
Only
Only Ish, yeah, me p.
What? You can't paskin a woman. You can't.
A woman cannot paskin. She cannot be part of the court system.
Yeah,
She cannot be a dying. Cannot be a eight. Yeah. So you wonder who makes it love? Who mefarik like? Yeah. Me p. Ish, me p. Isha. So we learned that's for aid. And we also said for dying as well. So he asked it and he answered. Banov Ledin. When it says that Leman Hashem Yitzhave as Banov, the Banov are going to be part of the court system. Beisai, the wife, Tzedakah, she'll be the one that when Anim will come, she'll be the one to give tzedakah. Others say she'll be the one to make a pshara between the people. Amalei Rabavia Sava Papa. Rabavia Sava said to Papa, Ema Abbas Neish Harga. Say that Abbas Noich that kills Leitarik, she shouldn't get killed because it says Miyad Ish. It says a person. The pasuk is talking about a murder from the hand of Eloi Miyad Ish. Dafke Miyad Ish. So Miyad Ish Edrish es Nefesh Adam. So he'll seek the soul of that person that killed, but not Miyad Isha. Papa answer Acham Rabbi Yehuda Shefim Dama Adam. Dami Yishaf. It says the person who poured the blood of a person, his blood will be poured. Mikomakim. It says ha'adam. It doesn't say ish or isha. It doesn't say about anything. Ema bas neich shezin zelaitarik. Say a bas neich that's mizana she shouldn't get killed. The chsiva al ken yazav ish. It says the lashon al ken yazav ish es obves imay bedavik beishtoi. So there it talks about a ish being mezana with a woman. So so he's going to be chayiv, but not the woman that v'loy isha, but the woman who did the ma'asim nevala with him will be. Amalei Papa answered no hachi am Rabbi Yehuda. V'hoy lebas echad. In the part when the pasuk ends off and they'll become one. So once the Torah made them as one, so that one, the Isha and the Isha is considered as one. And therefore she's going to be chayiv just like him, because it's inseparable. They became one in the act and in the ma'isa and in the punishment. Ish, it says ish es kol sheibas. I'm sorry. What is the double ish coming to teach us? Rabbi says to include kusim, that they're warned that they're not allowed to live with commit adultery with a Jewish. That's where you're learning that kusim are not allowed to commit adultery. We learn it out from the pasuk that says by Yitzav Leimer. It says by the Shem Mitzvah Neyach. It says the word Leimer. Zeh Gilui Arayis. Leimer said by Arayis. So we know Gilui Arayis by Goy is also. And the Gemara Hasma Arayis. Here it's talking about between each other, Goyim with Goyim. Arayis they done. Here we're talking about a Goy that committed adultery with a Yid. So to tell us that he's going to be chayiv there too. Says the Gemara Diktani, we learned in the Sefer the Braisa Kusi Baal Arayis Yisol Nidin Bedina Yisol, that if a Kusi lived with committed adultery with a Yid, he's going to get judged like the laws by a Yid. What are you trying to say? He's going to get judged like by the Jewish laws of Yidden. That in order to kill the guy, you're going to have 23 dayanim. You're going to have Eidim, and the only way you can get killed if he had a warning. In fact, you're going to a guy that commits adultery with a guy, like Hagenton, ain't no asra, no 21 dayanim, one dayan is going to get it. Like Tamavek, they'll get away with murder. We're going to be lighter with Jewish girls. By a night Hamurasa, she never lived with a man. So Liditu, Leslu, by a goy, there's no even Isa of Znus. Says the Gemara, nevertheless, since he did it with a Yid, even though Lagabe with Hagoyev, she was engaged and didn't live with a man yet, there's no adultery. By Yid, we'll judge him like as by a Jewish court. So the Gemara, Avol Eishes Ish. But if she was a married woman, so then he'll get his punishment like a Ben Noyach. How do you say that? If it says by a Naira says Takeskila, it's so he was supposed to be Patel Gam and he gets Skila. If she was married, need the mechanic. He says the goy will get chenek. If we're talking about the goy, if he lived in a way that if he lived with another goy, it would have been znus, then he would get his punishment like by goyim, which is besayif. Here it says no, it should have been sayif for him. We said in the Braisa, if he lived with a Jewish Jewish woman who was married, we said he gets chenek, and he shouldn't be getting chenek. He should be getting sayif. If you say, if there's the concept of adultery by the goy, by a goy, so and he did the same thing by Yid, he should be sayif. It shouldn't be chenek. It's talking about that he wasn't chayiv at all. By us, if they go to lechuppah, they're married, even though there was no beila. By goyim, that's not considered as adultery. Nevertheless, we're going to judge him in his way that that he's going to. In that case, no, the that he'll get chenek just like by Yisrael. The Torah Rab Chanina said, "Bulas Baal Yeslam." If there's Bulas Baal, then there's the Yeslam, meaning there is znus. Then there's no Indian of Znus. And he will just say, Tanya Kavasei, the Rabbi Yochanan called Ever Shabezdin, Shal Yisom, and Misnala, Ben Noach Muzala. Every that a Bezdin kills. I'll have to stop here. Tanya Kavasei, we learned in the Braisa, the Rabbi Yochanan like Rabbi Yochanan, Kol Eva Shabezdin Shal Yisom Misna Allah, every Erva that Bezdin would make Yisol Chayv Misa on it, Benoich Musala, Benoich is warned on it. Ein Bezdin Shal Yisom Misna Allah, any Erva that Bezdin wouldn't kill the Yid for it, Ein Benoich Musala, Benoich is not warned on it. Those are the words of Rab Meir. According to Hameya, only on those misas, only on those ervas that your business mechayiv misa on, that's the ones that a benoich is going to be chayiv for. According to Chachamim, all the other is, even those that are chayiv just kares, is forbidden, and because of the double lashon ishish. But Rab Meir is not the double lashon of ishish, because this is where the punchline is. It says, "Well, if a Ben Noach lived and committed adultery with a Bas Yisrael, who was Eishes Ish, Nidain Badini Yisrael, then he gets judged according to the laws of the Yisrael. Baal Haroyes Ben Noach, if he committed adultery with a Eishes Ish of a Bas Noach, Nidain Badini Ben Noach, then he gets judged according to Ben Noach. But Anu Ein Lanu, we don't have an example to be mechalik between Eishes Ish Bas Yisrael and Eishes Ish Bas Noach, only by a case where she was a Naira and she was Morasa and there was no Be'ila. So over there, she normally he wouldn't get nothing, but over here he's going to get skila. Let us count also that a case where a Jewish man and woman went into chuppah, but the woman didn't have be'ila yet, and they're considered married. And if a guy committed adultery with her, he'll be chayiv. He'll be chayiv. Chenek, will be chayiv chenek. Says the Gemara, Hai Tana Tanuvei Menashe. This Tana follows the yeshiva of Menashe. Damisha Kol Misa Al Mura Lebnei Noach. Every misa that's mentioned in the Torah by Bnei Noach Ein Ala Chenek is only going to be chenek. So it's not going to be a difference if he committed adultery with a Goya who's a Eishes Ish. Because according to the Yeshiva of Menashe, they say there it's also chenek, and over here she was Eishes Ish because she's nichnas l'chuppah, and he's going to be chayav chenek. It's going to be the same din.